fucked up land. We've had enough of the lies and deceit. We're done for good with the toxicity. All hail fangs, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail fangs, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail fangs, we are the Rabyd Nation. We are the Rabyd Nation.
All right, and a hearty shout out to all of you in the Rabyd Nation. Welcome, one and all, whether you're a tourist or a citizen. Welcome, 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 and all hail fangs. The official religion of the Rabyd Nation is Fangsology, of the fluffle of fangs, and so you have that as well, and it's in our national anthem. So there you go. There you go. And welcome one and all to the Rabyd Atheist. I'm your host, Ed Rabyd, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the stream tonight. I am streaming about a half hour early because I have to go to work tonight. I have to work tonight in order to make up for the fact that my company is giving me Wednesday night off when I normally would work. And so I have to make up the hours somehow. So I've got to go do that tonight. But I wanted to get this stream in just as well. We're doing just so you know what it's about. Recently I was accused of being a liar, in the service of the father of lies, the devil. And so I wanted to find out what the signs of being demon possessed are, so that I can I can do do a little bit better, make sure that I'm okay, and so I went and found somebody who has listed off some of the signs of being demon possessed. I guess we're all going to find out how all of us are going to do tonight. So that's what we're doing tonight. It's a short video. It's less than 4 minutes long, but the young man involved rattles off a bunch of signs of being demon possessed. I think we should have some fun with this one. So that's what we're doing tonight. There still is a goal in chat tonight. If we reach the super chat goal, I'll wear whatever hat is chosen by the rest of the stream. And tonight we have all three of the new Christmas hats that I have revealed so far going up against the Holy Bunny hat, and we will see who wins. We will see who wins. And it's 3-on-1, so we'll see what happens. What hat is the most popular among the new Christmas hats? I will decide on Christmas Eve. That's one broadcast note. Deconversion Hangout / Christmas Eve broadcast will be on Wednesday instead of Thursday because I have that night off. And so I'm going to do my holiday stream then on Christmas Eve. We'll wait up and see if Santa Claus will arrive at my house. I'm fairly certain that that's not going to happen, but you never know. You never know. Well, let's get a roll call before we get going. Fred was here. Blossom is here. Michael is here. Martin is here. Evan is on time. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, live, yes. Let's see. Decibel is here as well. Blossom, I can't do anything about Fred as moderator because he bought it. If you're a Tribune or higher in membership on my channel, you automatically get standard moderator powers as that you purchase. The Rabyd Atheist is an honest nation. You buy your privileges here, and so, or you ask. You can ask to be a moderator too. I may take you up on that, but I don't know. But yes. But Fred is Senator Fred, so he bought his citizenship and gets moderator powers as one of the powers designated to senators and tribunes and councils. So I'm just honest about law enforcement powers. You buy them here. So there you go. There you go. And Triple E already showing up with a Cranky Elder God. Cranky got a free membership. There you go, Cranky. Now you can do the emojis. So there you go. And then Wolf Sinclair's here. Triple E is here. It's any nation in the world, Michael. I'm just honest about it. Everybody else says it's all democratic action. I know the truth. That's a good gift. That was definitely a good gift. All right. Well, in the efforts to find out whether or not I am demon possessed, I found this person that says they have all the signs of being demon possessed. Young man named Isaiah, I believe. So he is going to tell us all whether we're demon possessed or not. So I'm going to pull him up on the stage. I'm going to pause him and go back to the beginning. He's on just for a little background. He is on his own podcast. This is a clip from one of his podcasts. I'm going to call this a sermon breakdown because a lot of people do those kind of things where they do a longer thing and then they clip stuff out. This is a clip from one of his longer live streams where he's answering a question about demon possession. And as a former Pentecostal, this stuff always interests me because I always ask myself the question, how in the world did I believe this stuff? And I'm beginning to understand why people believe this stuff even better. Hey, Evan, been a member for 10 months. You have to be a high enough member. Like you have to be a tribune or higher. So to get moderator powers, or you can ask, like I can give them to you. Like it's not a problem. Yeah, I'm actually early too, Earl. But the lap with us, our Lord Naps is here. So there you go. But there we have it. So, but yes, I'm actually a half hour early than I normally broadcast because I got to go to work tonight. So I got to make up for the hours that I'm going to lose on Wednesdays. So, because the store will be closed. So it's a retail thing. So I got to work like 9 out of 10 days in order to get 3 out of 4 days off. So it'll be fun. So there you go. Enjoy D&D a lot. Treat it real. Religion is just a role-playing game. It's just way taken too seriously. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Let's see what Isaiah here has to say about demon possession. I'm sure that by the end of this, we're all going to be checking ourselves to see, did I notice yes. I probably picked up 200 subscribers off of that. So it was a spike, but it wasn't like a huge one. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what you're doing. I've been around for a while, and so there are a lot of people that have come over from other channels to me as well. So it's not an uncommon thing, and a lot of people that are probably subscribed to me and Apologia are probably already here. So we did get that. So, so yes, all of life is an RPG. That's possible. All right. So, are you demon possessed? Isaiah here. It's Saldivar is going to tell us if we're demon possessed. Here, I'm going to make this a little bit higher so you can see him a little bit better. So here we go.
What are the main symptoms of having a demon? I know this is a lot of deliverance, but a lot of you guys send me deliverance questions. I'll give you a few main symptoms. You manifest. So that means you're at now the word manifest means something that's hidden comes to the light. That's all it means. If you're in a church service and all of a sudden a demon starts trying to speak out of you, you start foaming at the mouth, you start growling, then you know you have a demon. You're
okay. Yes, it's a serious question. Earl, I was recently accused by Real Seeker of being inspired by the devil. And I want to know if it's demon possession or if I'm just being inspired by the devil. So you'll hear this a lot in Pentecostal churches, triply about manifestation. I used to hear it when I was a pastor of a Pentecostal church. But the idea of something comes to the light, like there's a manifestation of a spiritual power. So if you're in a service and you start to growl or groan or sigh or whatever, it could be a demon coming out of you. This stuff is actually practice. So he's not talking out his ass about something that doesn't actually happen in church services. So, so there's that. But yes. But his first point here is that if you want to know if you're demon possessed, something will manifest. So yes, but there's definitely a WTF moment with that. But what he's saying is not something that's outside the bounds of like Pentecostal charismatic theology, where they talk about demonology, where if somebody manifests some sort of groaning or whatever during a service, there was all kinds of manifestations, quote unquote, when I was a Pentecostal preacher. Some of my favorite was when I would go to youth camp as a counselor. Um, a lot of these kids just wanted some attention, so they would manifest all kinds of things all the time. From groanings to uh, screaming out, having loud, obnoxious noises, things like that. Pretty typical teenage stuff, but in the context of a Christian Pentecostal youth camp, it was definitely demons. So, yeah, I know. So there you go. So, saying in a church an emotional experience is a sign of demons, absolutely undeniable proof. Yes. What about woman festing? I don't know. It's probably a patriarchal thing, Evan. So there you go. It might be epilepsy. This is the thing about demon manifestations in the Pentecostal church. At least this is my experience, and I'm only talking from my own experience. One of the things that does happen is you will get these young people in these services that are definitely trying to get some attention, and so they do all kinds of things. We have people come in and fake shit, just to make fun of Pentecostals. So happened all the time. But yeah, you see all kinds of manifestations based on his definition. Like that's the problem with the word manifesting inside of a Pentecostal church. It's such a broad term that anything can be considered manifesting. So if you just arrive late and you let out a deep sigh, oh, that's a demon of sloth, It's like, so demons are everywhere. So you got to remember that. This is one of those guys, as I listen to him talk in this video, he's definitely one of those demons are everywhere kind of person. So you love learning about this. Yes. But yeah, we had, like, I remember that youth camp, the preacher going after some girl because she was manifesting a lustful spirit, that she had a spirit of lust. And basically, it was her skirt was above her knee and she might have been showing a little cleavage. So, she was obviously had a problem. She was manifesting a demon at that point. So, I don't know, probably the guy had a problem with her later too. I don't know. This was a pretty big camp, so there's probably like 500-600 kids there that weekend. So yeah, yes, the cleavage. Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, demon possession, when you see it described in the Bible, when ancient peoples describe demon possession in the Bible, there's definitely, they didn't know about certain diseases and seizures and stuff like that. And so, yeah, best place in the church weaponizing blind faith and devotion against the faith. Yes. Yeah, it's one of the things. But yes, so manifesting. So if you've manifested during a service, you might be demon possessed. Let's see what else he has to say. These are going to get funny and funnier as we go along too, by the way.
Manifesting. If you're listening to a preacher and you're getting voices in your head, blaspheming, cursing, that's a demon. So if you're hearing
okay, so if you're hearing voices in your head that are blaspheming, that's sign of demon possession too. I don't know. I think I'm done. I can't go to a church service anymore. I have my RTS is so bad that I've literally tried once to go. So yes, if I turn into a shuffle dancer, this guy will probably accuse me of being possessed. Yes. Yeah. For the same reason, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Religious trauma syndrome. I have religious trauma syndrome. It's something I like. I can't walk too near of a church building before I start to get anxious because of all the stuff that's happened to me inside the church over 40 years. So yeah, it's a real thing. Like if you've experienced a lot of trauma and different things inside a religious organization, it can be real. Like I was like tonight on Captive Deaths, they were doing this guy, and he does a prayer to open things up. It's really short, but it was like I had that moment of being back inside the church, and it causes me anxiety. So yes, I live like literally kitty corner from a church. Like it's on the same block as my apartment video, and I have to walk nearby it in order to get into my car. So this time of year, like normally I park the car out front and it's away from the church and on the street, but right now the street's covered with snow, and I don't trust the drivers around here not to hit my parked car. So so there's that. But yeah, but it's if I basically, my guess is this guy would consider my RTS a sign of being demon possessed, that my religious trauma syndrome isn't real. It's it's more of a it's more of the demons are causing me to dislike and get anxious around church buildings. So that's got to be a sign of demon possession, based on what he said, even just this far. Okay, he's going to get even more entertaining later, by the way, guys. I think all of you are going to find out that you're possessed at some point, and that's kind of the point I want to make about this video is, and it's a little bit precursor, like all the things he says are very human things. Like people are just being human, and somehow they're demon possessed. Anybody who convinces one to worship a genocidal must be a demon. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, you can't get angry. Yeah, it's something. That's why I go to therapy. Triple E. Okay, I go to therapy, and part of it is my RTS. I also have a little PTSD because in my last church, I was threatened physically, like with a gun. So I have like certain traumatic things associated with churches and church people. So I have a problem there too. So apparently, though, if this guy's right, that's not actually a manifestation of psychology. It's more demons. So, oh my gosh, yes. Yes, the speaking in tongues. So, but yes, but if you're having blasphemous thoughts, so those of you that have blasphemous thoughts about God, you're demon possessed as well. So I don't know. I don't know if we can do that. He was interrupting money making activities of the church. So I'm assuming that today he would be accused of being a demon. So yes. Thanks, Decimal. Appreciate it. Happy White Jackalope Day. Okay. Works for me. Works for me. All right. Let's see if there's any other signs of being demon possessed.
Choices, that's a demon. If you have dominating thoughts that keep coming and you can't get rid of them, and they're just like dominating you. You guys know what I'm talking about. Intrusive thoughts. Just, oh, I can't get rid of these unclean, perverted thoughts. That's a demonic spirit.
Okay, so any of you have regular, like, unclean, perverted thoughts on the reg? Anybody want to confess to that and confess that it's a demon at this point? I want to know. Do you have persistent thoughts, persistent unclean thoughts? I don't know how anybody escapes this at this point. So nothing to do with my ADHD and possible OCD. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, because a lot of people have reoccurring thoughts, and it's a well-known psychological phenomenon. You're a horny boy. Okay, so yeah, you're probably demon possessed, Blossom. There you go. Yeah, whoever goes to the music festival. Yes, there's a music festival that's not too far from here. Yes, they have a pretty good one every year. So I haven't gone to it yet. So, but yeah. Yeah, the Electric Forest. Yes, there's the Electric Forest is a music festival nearby here. So you're possessed by your subwoofer. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, they're I've heard about it. It's pretty good by all accounts. Everybody I've talked to about it, so that likes that sort of thing. So it's hard to say. I haven't been to it myself, though. But yes, you could be possessed by your subwoofer. There you go. So there you go. But recurring persistent perverted thoughts might make you demon possessed. So get extremely overwhelmed and shut down emotionally when someone tries to explain their beliefs. I used to study Bible, so now I can't tolerate. Yes, I know what you're saying. Okay, so you fear stupidity. Okay, that's fair. So maybe you're demon possessed with a fear of stupidity. So that's why you don't get the Bible anymore, because you're possessed by a demon. Yes, Dom Woofer. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. But yes, so if you have recurring perverted thoughts, then you might be demon possessed. So there's that. Here we go. I don't know. I think most of us are done. Let's see.
I know this because I had those. I got delivered. I don't have them anymore. Okay. It's a demonic spirit. Those are very.
Okay. So then we have the claim on top of it. This guy basically says, that's what I used to go through. I used to be demon possessed this way. And so now I'm delivered. I don't have those thoughts anymore. Anybody want to lay odds that he still does? He just denies it to keep the show going. I'm just from music possession psychedelic weekend. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean Michigan has actually several music festivals, so you're more than welcome. So, but yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But yes, hey, it's Cranky, who is now a member. Welcome, citizen. It's about time we made the elder gods a citizen. Come on. Should give them an honorary citizenship all the time. So he has a pretty good VPN. Okay, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I mean he's making a claim here. He's making a claim that I don't have these intrusive thoughts anymore. I don't have that. I got delivered. So just that, I'm going to predict that this guy's background is a little bit, as I believe it. We have Fangs. Fangs is an honorary citizen too, so he doesn't exist either. We're on a. Yeah, or you got on meds. Yeah. You got a demon woofer. All right, there you go. See, but I'm just saying, like, if you get delivered, is this how you started deliverance ministry in the church now? You get delivered and then you make the claim you got delivered and then you start selling the same product? Because I think that's where we're going. But here we go. But yes, so tell it to Az. There we go. There we go. Yes, the demon woofer. Yeah, the hellhound. The hellhound. All right. All right, so we are, what do we got so far? We've got manifestation, lewd thoughts that are regular intrusive thoughts, really a deliverance in me if you deliver ants. Okay, okay. I see what you did there. All right.
Common ways. You might have a dark countenance. You might have a compulsive desire to tear up the Bible. You might be a desire to blaspheme God.
Okay. Does anybody out there have a compulsive desire to tear up the Bible? I don't. I have a copy of my Bible still behind me, my last Bible that I was preaching, and I keep it as a keepsake, but I've never had the desire to rip it up. So, does anybody else have? Yeah. Suffering psychosis. I told my family I thought demons were tormenting me. They believed me and did not advise me to get medical help. My fundy brother has apologized to me since. I thought that was normal, this terrible desire to burn. Well, you might be decibel. You're probably being inspired by demons at this point. This is a rare video. I wish pause quite as much because I'm fascinated to hear what else will come. I know. The problem is he says so many things so quickly that I have to pause to kind of think. Thoughts, don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, Hellhound shows that even Satan loves dogs. Thanks very much, Cranky. I appreciate that. Yes, but I get you, Blossom. Like the problem I had, this video is really short, so I can't stop it more. But if you have this desire for say blasphemous things, if you have a desire to tear up the Bible, you might be demon possessed. So I don't know, but yes, even Satan loves dogs. Rude, lewd thoughts. Projection. I have been accused of being pyro. Being a pyro, there you go. So burning things up. Okay, on the reg. So you might be demon possessed. Yeah, Yahweh's not a great guy. Yeah, so. Oops. So you're demon possessed. You've just admitted it, Blossom, based on what this guy just said. I am very fascinated to see what this guy will say next. I've watched this video twice, but I don't remember all of it because I was laughing so hard for parts of it. So yes, it's based. It's based. I don't know what you're yelling about, but yes.
Sleeping disorders, eating disorders, abnormal or perverted sexual desires. I can't say what on the stream, but sexual desires for people that are not the age they should be. If you guys catch my drift, or
okay, so that was kind of quick there, but if you have eating disorders, behavior disorders, you have desires for people that you shouldn't have desires for, this is all signs of demon possession. So how many of you have some sort of disorder and now you're therefore, you've moved from the realm of psychological disorder to being demon possessed, according to this person? Oh, okay. So you learned some fire eater stuff in the circus. All right, there you go. There you go. But I know that many of you in my chat have enough letters by your name. Yeah, octogenarians. I don't know why this stuff sells. I'm going to tell you, Cranky, I think people like demonology. As a former Pentecostal who used to deal with this on a regular basis, for like 30 years as a believer and as a pastor, I used to have to deal with people with their demonology. And I can give you my anecdotal reason. People like having something to blame rather than even if you have a psychological disorder, one of the things that can really help you is taking responsibility for it. Like I go to therapy for mine, okay? Because that's me taking responsibility for it and trying to find some way to mitigate it and deal with it. So yes, just being alive disorder. That's kind of my point. Like if I take this guy seriously, okay, if you're ADHD, if you're autistic, if you're, every single quote unquote disorder, status, eating disorders he put in there. Like if you have eating disorders, that's a demon too. The more I studied eating disorders, I realized that there's a lot more that goes into that than just simple, you got to eat more, eat less, or eat the right things. Like there's a lot of psychology in there that gets messed up. There's a lot more to it. And he wants to boil it down. Like, yeah, it's next level. I mean, I'm trying to compete with captive deaths and finding the most stupid people on the internet. So, but it's easy to find them in religion. So yes, Satan is responsible for all your anxiety spirals, your meds. You're totally haven't helped me. Well, oh, button. Yes, that's true. Yeah, we're just pixels in there. But yes. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you believe in Jesus, how could a demon possess you? We had that argument in Pentecostal circles as well. Like somebody, well, this gets really twisted too, triply in the Pentecostal church, because if somebody is declared to be demon possessed, then that means they either A, weren't a Christian in the first place, or B, lost their salvation. Because if they were saved and filled with the Spirit, they couldn't be demon possessed. And so if you had these signs of being demon possessed, then you can manipulate the person further and saying, oh, you're demon possessed now, which means you've lost your salvation, or you're never saved in the first place. And then you can go through that whole cycle of guilt tripping them for, well, you got to take better care of your salvation. You got to take better care of this, or you'll get demon possessed. But, like this guy he's like eating disorders, behavioral disorders, wrong desires for underage, things like that. It's like he's put a whole list out here where, what do you do? So, yeah, I've heard that. Okay. It's not a form of vanity. There's a lot more going on in there than what people want to give credit for. I'm no expert, but I've learned enough now that I'm not going to just, it's kind of like telling somebody who's depressed to just get over it. Okay. Like it's the same kind of hand waving here, that these people want simple answers, and demon possession is a good simple answer if you believe in it. You don't have to take responsibility for any of this stuff. You just have to, you just roll with it, and say it's demon. Says, yes, that's also probably demon. We'll get to that in a minute. So, you can't go inside with calling a shadow a demon, or their shadows even have. Yes, it's probably the case. But yes. But yeah, he's labeling a bunch of stuff demon possession. So it's
animals. That's not God. That's perverted. That's demonic.
Oh, I have to stop there, because he added, not on the underage kids, but he said you have a desire to have sexual relationships with animals. That's also demon inspired. So some of you might be out of luck. I know some of you are very, very in love with fangs in a way that I don't want to go into. So here's the thing about it, Cranky. There are people that not only spout this stuff, they believe in it. Like he just revealed something about himself earlier in the video, that he had been demon possessed and had those intrusive thoughts, and he got delivered from them. So to him, it convinces him that he's got the truth, and then he spouts it like he's got the truth. There's a lot of people that sincerely believe this stuff because they want to believe it, or they have some sort of experiential reason to believe it. And yeah, so yeah, fangs does love carrots. Yes. Is it too much love? That's there. So hey, River. We're just friends. Okay. It's purely platonic with fangs. Okay. How is it demon? I don't know. Yeah, it's part of it. Cranky is his salvation story, and so if he sincerely believes that he got saved from this stuff, it's very natural. Like guys that used to quote unquote get delivered from porn addiction will be the first one to start up a men's group, dealing with the same problem, and everybody would be there. It's like, it's. Okay, all right. Orange clown to the tiny mustache man. His name was a devoted dog. Okay, there you go. But yes, it's what happens in Pentecostal churches is somebody will get delivered from something, and then they become the person that leads the ministry within 6 months about that issue, because they believe in it so strongly that they got delivered from something, that they will go into that ministry. And I think this Isaiah here is one of those people who legit thinks he's gotten delivered, and now he's on the deliverance ministry shtick himself. Okay, now he doesn't think it's a shtick. There's a lot of ministers that don't believe what they're doing is a shtick. Okay, but yes, it's quite possible that he sincerely believes this. It's also quite possible to. So there you go. Does math like money math? when math becomes fun. Yes, there you go. There you go. But yes, I can see Cranky where it's not just a good part of the shtick. It's like he sincerely believes his own deliverance stories. And so now he's in deliverance ministry. So there you go.
That's a demon. Those ungodly sexual desires, rebellion or hatred towards authority. You grew up like, I hate people telling me what to do. How many of you in the chat are like, I hate it. Every time someone tells me what to do, I do the opposite. That's usually a demon. They're
okay. Now, I think he's hit me pretty hard here. This might be the conclusive proof for myself. How many of you realize that, like, it's very, it's very, yeah, you're doing bunny math. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's times, divides. In other words, like when you consider that religion is based on authority, it's not surprising that he says this. Like if you have an automatic distrust of authority, you don't like being told what to do. Like, I don't know, every time, I don't know if it's just me, but like I'm autistic, and what I've read about it is like a defiant disorder is kind of par and parcel for being autistic. Like we have, like, there's some sort of like, you tell me what to do, I'm going to question it every, 5 different ways before I decide to do it. Like I've had to, like, I just don't trust authority just because they tell me stuff. And my religious experience has made that 100-fold. Like my political experience 100-fold. Like it's to me, being defiant isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if somebody's asking you to do something wrong. See, this is the authority shtick. Like if you disobey authority, this gives now I knew Pentecostal preachers when people would disagree with them, like on their church boards and stuff. Oh, he has a demon now. He's demon possessed. He's not really saved anymore. And the preacher would get rid of that opposition by basically accusing the person. We go, well, how do you know I'm demon possessed? Well, you're just defiant of I'm God's chosen man in this church, and you're just being defiant in everything I say. So yeah, like this goes along with this, and this opens the door to a lot of abuse, I'm going to say, because I saw pastors in the Pentecostal church do this all the time, where somebody would be like opposing them, and so therefore they must be demon possessed. So there you go. Are you breathing? This? Yes. Yeah, we're kind of getting to that level, aren't we, Cranky? Yeah, he's very good at multiplication. Yes. Bangs is good at math, just so you know. I trust him. I trust him with my calculations from time to time. So you're possessed, yes. Yeah, like autistic people have a lot of defiant disorders. I was reading that. So it's like, I can see where this could be used. Like suddenly my autism becomes a sign of being demon possessed. Like this is the kind of thing that certain churches do to dismiss psychology and dismiss all this stuff. Well, it's not really psychology, it's demon possession. And so if you're autistic, if you have a defiant disorder, if you have ADHD, if you're gay or whatever, they can dismiss this all as demon possession. And that way they can manipulate the situation. But I used to see pastors do this all the time, where somebody would be defiant in their board or their church, and they would just say, well, they're being possessed by a demon. Everybody else around them starts to believe it. And sometimes these wonderful people are just concerned about the fact that the pastor is being a little bit, shall we say, controlling. And all of a sudden, yeah. So I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why defiance is a disorder either. I asked that. See, that's how defiant I am, Cranky. When somebody tells me I have a defiance disorder, I'm like, why is it a disorder? Why are you calling it a disorder? I defy you about the disorder part. So, yes. Yes. So, yeah, but the pastas, yeah, their issue, okay, and a lot
rebellious,
of these,
violent thoughts, suicide.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. There we go. But yeah, he's going to go. We might as well play this because this goes on with the same thing.
They're rebellious, violent thoughts, suicide, homicide, self-abuse, hatred or bitterness towards other races for no reason.
Okay, I want to stop right there because I about laughed. Hatred of other races for no reason. Okay, I want everybody to think about that for just a bit. But, all the violent thoughts, the self-abusing thoughts, this is all demon possession to him. Like, it's not. So, but yes, I don't understand the necessity here of labeling all of this as a demonic. Yes, and not stamp my voice out. Okay, first of all, I don't usually ban people or time people out. That's my mods, Anna. So, see, to warp Lutheran Protestants now in former years, get into a crisis and leave. Nope, none of that's true. Congratulations for having a stereotypical view of why people deconvert and are no longer Christians or pastors. But no, none of that's true. I spent 20 years studying the Bible, trying to make it work. And it has nothing to do with Protestantism, Lutheranism, or any of that stuff. Okay. It has everything to do with when you start examining the claims of the Bible and you find out that, yeah, from a lot of different points of view, nope, not going to happen. Sorry. I never had an emotional crisis. The emotional crises came after I left the faith, not before. So I'm not trying to be rude, but this is pretty stereotypical. It's stuff I've heard before. And it shows that you're not really interested in learning anything. You're like, debate me, bro. And that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in debate. Okay. I'm interested in people that are, shall we say, actually interested in why people deconvert instead of making a lot of assumptions. So there you go. But I'm not going to let you debate because that's not my thing. So it's not a question of banning you. I don't do that. My mods, you got to make sure my mods like you. And right now, I don't think they do. Yeah, that's kind of my point when he stopped there, being angry at other races for no reason. Is there a good reason to be angry at other races? Like just because of the skin color or culture or stuff like that? Is there really a good reason for that? I just don't understand that. The entire race, if we have a reason, any reason, and it's fine. Yeah, you weren't a real Christian. Yeah, that's a real novelty, isn't it, Cranky? Like Anna's, there's like, I was never a real Christian. I should be Orthodoxy is the only true religion, which they never bothered to prove, by the way. And, I had some crisis experience, and that's why I left the faith. And that is all textbook, what apologists tell people about atheists, not what actually atheists say. So, if you want to get some real information about why I deconverted, my whole deconversion story journey is a journey. It wasn't a crisis filled moment. I literally have this as a playlist. So you can find you people that want to assume stuff about the Rabyd Atheist, you don't have to. You can go listen to my whole playlist of how my journey of deconversion is a long 20-year plus process. So it wasn't any of that. So but yes, I don't do that. So and demonic and other types of races. That makes yes, that's what yeah, it's kind of the way it works because Earl's kind of my chief guardian these days, and Martin too. But yeah, if you're going to come at me with the standard trope stuff about how I'm an atheist because of some crisis experience, you're in the wrong place because that didn't. You allow pinching? Okay, there we go. See, but yes. Yeah, I very rare. I can't remember the last time that I actually banned somebody or timed somebody out. It's been a long time. My mods do a pretty good job of that. So yeah, I know that's the problem. Like I don't have that background. I very rarely hear from atheists. By the way, Anna, if you're still listening, uh, most of us haven't left the faith because of some crisis experience. That's what apologists tell you. So 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 I just kind of left. The more I studied the Bible, the more I tried to justify my beliefs. The more I was a pastor dealing with real world problems and trying to apply spiritual solutions that didn't work, like, saying people were demon possessed. Yeah, it didn't kind of work. So
Again, demonic. Every time I try reading the Bible, I go to sleep. I'm instantly tired. Probably a demonic spirit.
okay, so if you're trying to read the Bible and you fall asleep, not because you're reading Leviticus and it's boring as all get out, as watching white paint dry on a wall, um, that it's not because the book is boring itself. It's a demon possession. So that's what I'm saying. So there you go. Sometimes it's boring as fuck. So yeah, exactly. So there you go. Can't be that.
Reacting through body language to the name of Jesus, or if I say the blood of Jesus and your body twitches, you react to the name of Jesus, something like, ugh.
Okay. So if you're saying the blood of Jesus and somebody reacts in a horrified manner, that's a demon. I mean, have you ever done any witnessing, dude, and you like walked up to some person on the street and said, and just asked them if they've been washed in the blood of Jesus? Do you think that they might have a bodily disgust reaction from that? It's blood, like, just maybe. find the if you find the Bible boring, you're reading the wrong parts. Yes, that's kind of my point. So, but yes. He's making it up. He's literally doesn't have any notes. The more I watch this video, he is just answering a question that somebody brought up in a stream. And so he's making this shit up off the top of his head. So there you go. Nobody's ever been people have never been timed out or banned, or you wouldn't be here. Like, if you're timed outs go away. So, and you can come. So there you go. But there you go. So there it is. Yeah. So there we go.
I don't like that. There's something in me that doesn't like that. That's a demon. That's a demon. Okay, constant vulgar language, a desire, or irrational, even laughter or crying. If you're
Okay, so how many of you have a large amount of vulgar language? How many? You don't really have even genitals. So yes, emotions are demonic. Like, if you have, like, I can see somebody breaking down, like they have a really bad day and they finally had enough. Their emotional capacity has been reached and they break down and have a breakdown fit and stuff like that. This guy would classify that as demons. Vulgar language all the time is demons. So, gotcha. There you go. All right. Yes. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I don't see. You and I, Earl, are the type that kind of, I like to see where theists are going before I say, no, I'm not going to do that. So, you tried to convert me to Catholicism. Yeah, that probably didn't go well. I don't remember anybody trying to convert me to Catholicism on December 4th. I guess I'd have to look at it. If it was so unsuccessful, Anna, that I don't even remember it. What? Oh, no. Yeah, you can. It will happen. Like, hats come back. Okay, they come back. Don't worry about it. And if that's all you said, then that's not doing a very good job as explaining your faith. Because I'm fairly certain I will never buy Catholicism. I didn't buy Catholicism as a Protestant believer, and the whole thing of the true church or whatever just drove me nuts. So no, you were so unsuccessful in your attempt to convert me to Catholicism. I don't even remember it. That's how bad that was. So I don't even remember it. Yeah, trying to convert me on one of my streams is also kind of don't preach to me and don't try to convert me. Like proselytization is something I take a very dim view of. If you're going to talk about faith, just talk about it. You don't have to try to convince me. So, yes, saying imaginary, but its true assertion isn't effective. Yes. So, yeah, I don't do the Pope. I don't do, I don't know a lot of things. So there you go. But yeah, but no, Catholicism is kind of out the door. I just, there's too much magic nonsense in Catholicism between the relics and the things that people believe and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm kind of out the door. Like, wine and bread turning into the literal body and blood of Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm kind of not down with that either. But this guy, apparently would talk about the blood of Jesus to somebody. So I don't do Brussels sprouts. I play Christian like no one's business. If only I could convince myself. Yeah. Yes. Transubstantiation. Yeah. That's nice magic. That's transitional magic. Like, you could do that in Dungeons and Dragons too. The same is defined as how about China? How about, I don't know. See, because decibel is a good cultural question to ask. What is vulgar? Depends on the context and culture as well. So,
Passionately crying all the time, that could be a demonic spirit. That's a demonic.
Okay, so if you're crying all the time, that's a demonic spirit. Okay, this list is getting really long.
Spirit, loss of time. Like, I can't keep track of time. I'm going to say something. I already know it's getting clipped. Oh, well, we got to give them content. They have no more content. If you're constantly late and you can't keep track of time, you have a loss of time, a confusion about you where you're always late. You're like, oh, I just can't ever get on time. Could be a demonic spirit confusing you, causing confusion.
Okay, so those of you who are habitually late to everything, some of you know who you are in chat. You're now demonically possessed. So there you go. Father for you. Oh, priest, father. Yeah, there you go. Mother is always going to be a clone. Oh, yeah, yeah, loss of time. Well, I was thinking of you too, Earl. Oh. No, it's not. You just think it is, but no. Sorry. The verse is very clear. Actually, the Bible verse is call no man father, and yet people call it. Jesus had a real hard time with titles. If you read his teachings, so he didn't like titles. I don't think he liked a hierarchy. If you really get into what Jesus talks about, and if you get into what Paul talks about in the church, like the idea of the priesthood being unmarried, that's traditional Catholicism. But Paul's words, let him be a husband of one wife. So Paul has a marriage requirement for leaders in the church, and the Catholic Church gets rid of it. So I mean, and I'm not even a Protestant anymore. I think they're full of shit too. But the whole religious scene is just, sorry. I left the church after a long deconversion journey, and the whole Protestant Catholic thing doesn't matter to me that much anymore. What matters to me is the fact that none of it has any basis in real things, most notably the resurrection. So Father's just coding for daddy. There you go. You got some unholy water on here? So everyone who is not German is possessed by demons. So yeah, if you're crying all the time, yeah, you're possessed by demons. So yeah, so there you go.
What else could I think of? Extreme sleepiness around the things of God, voices you hear in your mind. Sometimes it feels like the back of your mind that accuse, mock, threaten, intimidate, or try to bargain with you when it comes to the things of God.
Okay, so we got the voices in our head that don't tell us what the church and the Bible tell us. So that's demon possession. So I don't know. Has anybody still good? Anybody still not demon possessed with everything he said so far? And this is kind of going to be my final point tonight when I get there. Got about a half hour to go, but yeah.
Pain without justifiable reason that comes and goes. What you've been ever.
Okay, so I want to focus on something here because he just said pain that comes and goes for no justifiable reason. I know people who have chronic pain in certain places that comes and goes. So according to him, there's no medical reason for that. That's a demonic thing. So
Every doctor, and the doctor doesn't know. Unexplainable sickness. They have no clue what it is. Probably a demon. Blacking out. If you're blacking out, doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, and then waking up and like, I don't even remember that, it's probably a demon.
Or it could be the alcohol. My name, that demon is. Yeah, it's getting into Benny Hinn territory. Like remember the real problem with this guy is like he's not. The whole demon possession thing is like not uncommon inside certain fundamentalist Pentecostal churches. It's still very much there. And he's preaching to a lot of people that believe this stuff. So so what? Yeah, he is kind of all over the place, but what he's answering a question from the audience of what are the signs of demon possession. And so this is a clip from a stream. So he's probably live and he's not has a script. So he's just answering a question to the best of his ability. But if I blank out, I'm not doing it right, but then she may be. Okay. Oh, the quattrocostal instead of the Pentecostal. Yeah, I know. Anything I can't explain is demonic. Spiritual equivalent, yes. By this guy's ridiculous standards, I'm demonic as fuck. Personally, I find that a bit unlikely, but then I would, wouldn't I? Yes. So there you go.
Some of you black out and do stuff. You're like, wow, I was doing something bad. I blacked out, don't even realize what I was doing. Demonic. What else? Buzzing in the ears, an inability to speak could be a demonic spirit.
Okay, buzzing in the ears, inability to speak could be demonic spirits. Both of those have many, many medical conditions that could also be it, and it might not be demonic. Buzzing in the ears, I get buzzing in the ears too. And there's good reasons why some people get buzzing in the ear. So, away from churches, synagogues, and because the power is only poison. Someone I know had her son delivered from her drug addiction, and now they come out of rehab. She's an addict and an ill dealer. Yes, that's. She's having him be. That's not a good idea. When you get out of rehab. In fact, people in rehab will tell you to get away from whoever was giving you the stuff. So, yeah, what isn't demonic would have been better. That's kind of my point. I'm going to let this play out for the rest of it, but some of you might be entertained by the rest of it. Here we go.
Like I said, reaction to the name of Jesus, lying, exaggerating, stealing compulsively, and you don't even know why. I don't even know why I'm lying.
Okay, that's called kleptomania. And pathological liars are a thing. Like, I don't know if that has anything to do with demons. So
I'm lying. Some of you lie about dumb stuff. Like, what color is this can? Again, this is not liquid death. This is canned spring water. What color? It's blue, but you're like, oh, it's red. You lie for no reason. Compulsive lying. You don't even know why you steal things. I stole a pack of Tic Tacs and I have money. Why am I stealing Tic Tacs? Demonic spirit. Demonic spirit. All right.
Okay, that's where he ends, and I'm gonna get him out of here. Yeah, it's product placement because it's living water. If you notice the can, okay, here I'm gonna see. We talked about this for fangs too. Like we need to get some sort of. And here I'm gonna play that part.
Jesus
again.
lying, exaggerating, stealing compulsively, and you don't even know why. I don't even know why I'm lying. I'm lying. Some of you lie about dumb stuff. Like, what color is this can? Again, this is not liquid.
Product source. Okay, so that's Proud Source Spring Water. Anybody know if that's a Christian company? Okay. Kirk Cameron. Oh, so how can I tell he isn't possessed by a demon that tries to trick us? I don't know. Have them making crazy shit. Yes. Yeah, it's got pride in it, so it's got to be a sin. So yeah, but yes. Yeah, I don't really find Anna's word games compelling. The whole paradigm thing, like it's the notion that somehow Catholics aren't picking a paradigm or other religious people that claim to be true aren't picking a paradigm. Everybody's picking a paradigm. So I'm not really sure how that is compelling to me. Like the word games aren't, but yes, but there you go. The one product placement. There you go. I wonder if you got paid for that. I'm wondering if you're going to do that kind of crap, you should get paid for it. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. So I am fairly certain, like as some of you have admitted, that I am based on this stuff. We're possessed 8 ways to Sunday. Yes. And some of you pointed out it might be 80 ways to Sunday, but yes. But this is kind of the point I want to make about this video. Have you ever noticed when Christians do this stuff, like with either the salvation message, you might have sin in your life, and they give this list of all the things that you could be doing to sinning. And when they do you're demon possessed, they list all the things that are signs of demon possession. And by the time they get done, you ask yourself a very simple question. Is there any human being that can get away from this? Like, it becomes it becomes a way of just guilt tripping people just for being human. Like I've said that before, like when Jesus says, if you get angry with your brother or you lust after a woman, it's like those are two of the most common emotions that probably human beings have, is anger and sexual desire. And somehow being human, because humans do those things, we get angry at injustice. We get angry at a lot of things. We get, most of us, our sexual desires are just like there. And if you can't escape that, like, how are you going to get it? Yeah. I got paid for the added courses for for chocolate starfish. Okay, there you go. It's a simple we start with empirical evidence for a deal, then a specific deal, and keep moving until a Christian is proved to be true, and then talk denominations. Exactly. Strange, all the demons possessed are all signs of being human. How does one tell the difference? And that's exactly my point, Fred. Like when somebody accuses me, like recently, me and Paul Entz were accused of being in league with Satan. Like, why are you Christians listening to Paul Entz and Rabyd the Rabid Atheist? Because they're being inspired by the devil. They're lying like the devil lies. And, they're being led around by demons or whatever the hell else. The problem with those accusations is you literally have believers that would also be absolutely, demon possessed or sinners or led by the devil as well. So it's like anything I don't like you to do or want you to do, that becomes demon possession or whatever. And I think demon possession, the reason I saw in my church all the time why people love demon possession or talking about it was it gave people excuses not to actually deal with the issue. Okay, well, I just can't beat this demon possession. I can't beat this demonic harassment. I can't, I keep fighting it, but it just stays. And it's like, it's an excuse for your bad behavior sometimes, and you just want to pawn it on somebody else. So then it is sin inside me. Why resort to demons? Do I misunderstand? Well, but that's just another thing about the Bible that's confusing, Triple E, because you have that verse right there, but then you also have times when Jesus says, well, it's not really their fault, the demons. Like if you read Jesus sometimes when he's dealing with demonic possession, he doesn't blame anybody. Like he just casts the demons out and calls it good. Sometimes pigs are the recipients of this, and other times they just disappear. But this idea of, it's inside me. Yeah, that's part of the battle, but they keep you battling what's inside you, and they keep battling demonic possession or harassment. They keep you battling all this stuff that's just imaginary, made up shit. Okay. And so you never, ever really deal with the problem if you actually have a real problem. Like if I was getting ringing in my ears all the time, like every day, every hour, I would head to a doctor. Okay. And try to, there's something that's not right there. The last thing I'm going to think is some sort of spiritual thing as an atheist, okay, anymore. And so I'm going to try to find something that actually deals with the problem. But what this guy just did in his videos, if I had that situation, well, I should consider demonic possession, go to church and pray about it. And so whatever is wrong with you, isn't it interesting that the religion always has you keep going back to them to get the cure when they're also the ones that probably have a bad diagnosis? So, okay, so eco-conscious. Okay, so he might get in trouble for that, for using an eco-conscious company then. So ice water with a few electron. That's all it is. Okay, fair enough. I was hoping you got some sort of money for plugging it, but if you're going to shill a product, you should get some cash, I guess, but apparently not. But yes, this whole thing for me has been the issue of you making claims that people are demon possessed, or the whole sin claim is very much going after our humanity. They make it so broad and give you so many reasons that not a single human being can survive it. So that's nice sideways there. I kind of like that, but still not true. There's also Catholicism and Lutheranism and Pentecostalism, and I would even go as far as say Baptism. So it seems like isms are everywhere. So it's the only book that ever gave a number of fallen, and it said 200. So how did it get it up to 1 billion? Can spirits procreate? I missed it. Well, isn't that the part of the book of Enoch? Isn't that part of the whole thing of angels reproducing with humans? Like that's the whole thing. Don't let angels and human beings have sex. I thought that was kind of the point. So I don't know. I have no idea. And it's based on his list. It's got to be more than 1 in 5. So yeah, you might just add it on hand. It's possible. I do that too. Yeah, I don't care either. But it's not a spirit. Yeah, I'm just saying. I like all right. Well, I guess you're not going to go anywhere then. If the cat is laying on you, you're kind of done. Corrects the errors of the Catholic Church in their mind, but mostly it's franchising of worship. Yeah. Hey, Aaron. What? Oh, I don't know what the cat will do. Cat might run. But yes, this has kind of been the thing for me. I remember leaving the Pentecostal church at long last when I was an independent minister studying the Bible and losing my faith every day. I tried to find something true in it. Um, it ended up, I ended up here where now I look at these kind of videos and realize that there's a lot of people that believe this kid and are basically hanging on his word about demon possession. And the problem is he's just gave him a list. So yeah, there you go. But yes, all right, let's see. Earl's said she was working on something, so I'm going to hold off here a little bit. Just kind of tell everybody where I'm going to have to knock off early tonight. I have to work tonight if you came in late. So probably around 8 o'clock, I'm going to have to shut down because I got to get ready for work. But because I have to make up the day I'm going to lose later this week, I have to make up the hours. So that would make less sense sometimes. Yes. And there you go. I don't know what atheistic Satanism is. Most Satanists don't believe in Satan. Most atheists don't believe in Satan either. So, aren't the Orthodox the only? Well, they'll tell you that, and then Catholics will tell you they're the real Christians. This is an old fight, Michael. Like the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church have been going at it for almost the length of Christianity as to who is the true church. The Orthodox Church claims that they're the true original church, and then the Catholics will do the same. So they both make that claim. Neither one of them have really proven it, though. So there you go. But I want to thank it. I don't know. I now am convinced that because anything can be a demon possession thing, according to this guy, that there's just probably no way that I'm demon possessed. It's just more proof. So you want them to talk and don't mute them? Okay, that'll be fair. If I ever get them both in chat at the same time where they're talking at each other, I'm just going to sit back and put up the popcorn emoji here and just sit back and watch because that's usually how it goes. I've actually literally seen this on YouTube a couple of times where you'll get a Catholic person claiming they're the original church and the Orthodox people claiming they're the original church and just sit back and watch them go back and forth in chat. It's hilarious because they both make the same claims and they both give the same crappy evidence of the truth of it. So it's great. It's good stuff. Yeah. No, all of them are the real Christians. That's why all of them stand up. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You can wait. I mean, we'll enjoy it. Okay, because here's the thing about us atheists. We think you're both full of shit. Okay. Like you believe something that you cannot prove. And you come and tell me what I believe. I mean, you started this conversation, Anna, by telling me how I deconverted. Like you had the typical scripted, presuppositionalist style apologetics already in the bag, and I had some sort of crisis experience and that's why I left the faith, blah, 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 blah. And none of that is true. And I've been doing this channel for almost 6 years, and I've talked to a lot of deconverted people over the years because it's kind of my bag. I have a deconversion hangout. I have all this other stuff. And you know what I get most of the time? The three main reasons have nothing to do with a crisis experience. Never has it. It's actually like very low on the list of things I've heard. The number one reason I've heard is, well, I studied the Bible and tested its claims with like actual evidence, and doesn't work out. Okay. Then there's also the I didn't like how, and some of these people aren't exactly like even LGBTQ themselves. They just didn't like how the LGBTQ community is being treated by the church. So they left for that reason. That's a kind of an experiential crisis one, I suppose. And then other people just get tired of the claims with no proof, other religious claims, and so they're gone. So, yep. Yeah, I mean, to us, as atheists, this is true. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Catholic, Protestant, Islamic, Judaic, Hindu, Sikh. It's all unconvincing to me. Okay, I just I am not convinced. Okay, and that's why I don't believe. So, uh, the thing is, Rimmer, and I think, gosh, I think Paul and it was Bart Ehrman made this point about early Christianity and Judaism, for that matter. Um, Christian apologists like to act like Judaism, for instance, was this one monolithic belief system, but no, they had sects and divisions and all kinds of crap where they're, they didn't agree on a lot of things. They had as much denominationalism in Judaism before Christianity came along, and when Christianity first was born, you had the same thing, like very, very quickly. I mean, you see it even in Paul. I mean, if you take First Corinthians as Paul is one of Paul's authentic writings, he's like, am I of Paul? Am I of Apollos? Am I of Christ? You got at least three denominations right there, right out the gate. Okay, so which one is the original? Then Paul comes along in his ego and says, if anybody preaches a different gospel than what I preach to you, then let them be accursed. So it's like, there's already this infighting about what the gospel is. There's this infighting about who Jesus is, and it starts almost immediately. And a lot of Christians don't, like, they're trying to get back to the original church. And it's like, which one of these was the original church? So, it's like the origin story is questionable. Okay, is all I'm saying. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm very defiant. Like when somebody sells me something, I immediately question it. So I'm fairly certain that I wouldn't get along in most churches anymore. So it's all the same bullocks and squabble between sects. It's just entertainment at this point. Yeah, I don't really like the psychoanalysts. Like, you're trying to tell me what I am, and you're not. You have if a theist. Let me give you theists some advice, and maybe I'll clip this out and put it in a video. If you want to get through to me, quit assuming so much shit before you get here. I want to get Captive's Desk Romans 1:18 through 20 little video where there's just laughing. I'll probably make one of my own, because this is how I know that Paul in particular was full of shit. Okay, because when I read Romans 1:18 through 20 now, I laugh because none of it is true. Like, I genuinely don't believe. So yes, um but yeah, I don't have time for that. So you have a doubt demon, read the things wrong demon, and the falsifiable demon, and I flirt with a few more, but I can't talk about them. Can't talk about the other ones you flirt with. Okay, fair enough. They probably want their privacy. Am I correct? So, but yes, yeah. If you want, okay, if you want to reach me, okay, you got to do better than this. Okay, you gotta you gotta do better than stick figures, vibes, and just giving that stuff. But no, I don't have the time. Okay, for people who want to make assumptions about things, I just don't have time for that. Okay, it's like, you know, I have a degree in ministry when I was a pastor. Like, it's a full bachelor's degree in ministry, and I don't understand how current ministry trends think it's going to be effective, if you're legit, you have this passion or compassion for atheists, okay, how do you think this works if you come on and assume everything I believe? You're not interested in the discussion at that point with me. You're interested in getting another notch in your gospel gun, and I am wise to that. I was a pastor for 40 years, or I've been in the church for 40 years. I was a pastor for 20 of them. Okay, I know how the game is played. Don't play the game. Okay, like get out of the game and be honest. So, so, but if you're gonna have to do better. You're gonna have to do better than what you do. Like, because I don't know what's up in apologetics where they think these accusations, where they assume all atheists are the same. There's a lot of atheists, and everybody's story is different as to why they are. Okay, and to assume this blanket thing. So yeah, it's much more than that. You're going to have to get out of that mess. Okay. My deconversion story is well documented. I've told it, and I'll probably actually come January, when I hit another year of the channel, I'm probably going to have to upgrade it as what have I learned about my deconversion in 2025 is probably a video forthcoming early in the year. There's a lot of things that need to be understood, that if you're going to come to atheists and just come with a whole bunch of assumptions about what atheists are, what they believe, why they came to be atheists, if they're deconverted from religion, why they did that, you're not listening at that point. And if you're going to talk to somebody and convince them, listening is the first skill you need to master. So yeah, I mean, it's not an emoji yet. I think it's a little complex for an emoji. This is Earl did this on the spot when I think we were doing the first video of Habermas's latest Apologia's latest response to Habermas. We're doing part 1, and Earl was listening to Habermas talk about, his good memory, his pieces of paper, his notebook he suddenly remembered having, even though he has a good memory, and then good memory again. One of the funniest part, and she heard him talk about the stick figures that he put in his one count that he did, and honest, and this is what came out. Earl is an amazing person when it comes to art. She just can do this stuff, and I'm like, yeah. Strong tissues look used. Oh. Blasphemy, sage, rosemary. But yes, Earl did this one, and I wish it was. I don't know. It's a little busy for an emoji, but it would indicate a lot of confusion, I guess. I've got all of your arts. I'm probably going to do that on Christmas Eve. I want to do the fan art for the year episode. So the thing I got to do with all you guys' art is I got to put it in like a PowerPoint, because StreamYard only allows you to do like 10 images or videos at once. Or if I put them all in a PowerPoint, then I can do one PowerPoint that only counts as one slot. So I've got to do some work and get all of that stuff. So, so there's that. God wants me, he'll have to come and get me. Otherwise I remain unconvinced. There you go. And thanks, Fred. Appreciate it. We're running out of time on the goal because I'm running out of time. I got to leave here in about 5 minutes. So, Earl's disappeared, which usually means she's working on art. So I'll entertain you with some other art. So in retrospect to all the demons, the only demon I possessed atheist that I know is Asho. I haven't seen him tonight, but I'll give him a shout out because I like him. Let's see. We had the Hellhound discussion. This is how the Hellhound was conceived. So, just send it to me. Okay, cool. Okay, Earl. Oh my goodness. All right. Fair enough. Hold on. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull this image file up. There you go. Here, I'm going to get out of the way here. Earl's our model. If you can read the shirt. I don't have I don't really have a religion. The only religion I have is Fangsology, and I made that up to demonstrate the absurdity of religion. So it's kind of like you officially lost your mind. So it's only fangs. So there you go. Only fangs. There you go. Oh, yeah, it's spectacular, I think. But yes, Earl is our model today. Wolf loves it. I didn't wear this. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is really funny. It is. Because Earl does this. Earl does this. So, but yes, bunny piece. There you go. There you go. Because we were talking about fangs, and some of you, the guy mentioned, having an unnatural love for animals. So some of you, there's an only fangs out there somewhere, I'm sure. So, we're satanic if we don't believe that Satan. I have no idea. This is one of those things where you're making accusations at this point, like this right here. That's an accusation that just straight up doesn't exist. It's just not. It's not a thing. Okay, it's one of those things that Christians and apologists like to say is true. But there you go. There you go. There you go. No, it's not a religion. Go look up the definition of religion, look up the definition of atheism, and see if there's any way that they go together. Okay, the only way atheism is a religion is in the mind of theists. They're the ones that like to make that accusation, but the definition of religion requires a God, some sort of supernatural belief, et cetera, et cetera. How does atheism, which postulates there is no God or there's no good evidence for a God, become a religion based on the standard definitions of religion? So I just don't see. Yeah, and yeah, she's a liar. Okay, I kind of suspected. So there you go. Because when she said I got banned on December 4th, I'm like, and Earl looks it up, and nope, not happened. So there you go. It was a small demon. Okay. Theism is worse than orthodoxy for that exact reason. This is Earl modeling the only fangs tank top. So there you go. Earl has become our model for our fashion industry. So only fangs. So it's only fangs. It might be our new website. I don't know. But there you go. There you go. So there you go. Earl now has officially lost her mind. Digging through my tank top door looking for things to die and saw this, and it was too easy not to do. Okay, that's it. That's not a tank top. It's not, probably not. I am horrible with fashion, rumor. Like I had to ask people what's going on most of the time. That's also true with like interior design and decorating. Bang is yeah, sure. Because there you go. All right, folks, I am out of time. I really hate to break this up on a Saturday night. We're having a great time and we're having fun, but I have to leave. I have to get ready. It's a crop tank up. See, I'm vindicated. I'm vindicated, even though I don't know what I'm doing. So, so there you go. But yes, so I have to kind of take off. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate all the donations tonight. And so we have Triple E with the gifted membership. Evan's been here for 10 months. Thanks. Decibel with the Happy White Jackalope Day. Hellhounds show that even Satan loves dogs. Thanks to the cranky elder God. And then Fred, if God wants me, I'll have to come and get me. Otherwise, I remain unconvinced. That's kind of where I'm at too. But no, atheism is not a religion. Yes, so nibble. I know. Hey, there you are. I knew you're there. No support for all. There we go. There we go. Yeah, have a good one, everybody. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, quit making assumptions about atheists, and you'll get along better with atheists. Like, don't do that. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. I'm going to be broadcasting on Monday again. We'll probably have our normal fireside chat. And then Wednesday will be our deconversion hangout on Christmas Eve because I have that night off and I want to do several things. I want to do some fan art that some of you have sent me. I also want to probably do a video of whether Christmas is pagan or not. I'll do that night. And we'll head down that rabbit hole. All us Fangsology people will head down that rabbit hole. And then next Saturday, I will be broadcasting, but then I'll also be with Earl on her birthday stream later that night. So it'll be a double dose. So there you go. But the like button got all dressed up and gave you slightly. Now I'm going to go pinch its little booty cheeks. There you go. There we go. But thanks, everybody. So may Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he purify the religious corruption from your vegetables. Make sure you leave a circumcised carrot out on top of your stash if you want to kind of sort of protect your stash from Fangs. It'll at least give him something to think about whether he wants the most holy of vegetables, the circumcised carrot, or not. So, and that way, you can protect your stash sort of kind of at the same time. Nom nom and all of that. Appreciate all of you. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. It'll probably be the normal time. Just stay posted. I'll make that decision as I get closer to it. Just say this. So, but yes, you're going to have the Fangs nativity scene done for Christmas. So, all right. So once again, everybody live your best life. You only get one go around and it's over. So make sure you're giving all your time, your money, your opportunities to yourself, the people you love and care for. And, you'll be happier if you do. To make this place a better world, you'll definitely make you happier. And don't waste it on trappings of religion and faith. That's a dead end. I speak from experience. As always, folks, I'll see you all next time. That'll be Monday. We'll have our normal fireside chat, and I'll see you there.